Hey folks, Lemonade here, and we have a exceptionally special one today because this is PureTrak's first wireless gaming mouse pretty much ever, but let's just say in the longest time. Let's get into this beauty with the PureTrak Valor. All right, let's start off with the elephant in the room. 100% this is a OEM clone of the Logitech G Pro SuperLight. PureTrak's honest about it on their website, you'll see later on. That's what they were looking to achieve with this, with some upgrades. But from the shape perspective, it's pretty much a one-to-one. And I mean, you can even see from the comfort groove right here, that's what they were going for. But again, I applaud their transparency in letting us all know, but just so everyone's aware, that is what they are looking to achieve, but at a more cost-effective price point. The mouse itself comes equipped with a few upgrades, specifically a couple things. First of all, it does have USB-C on board. It has the brand new 3395 sensor, and it has RGB. Obviously, the last one, you can take it or leave it, but it is included within the mouse. The mouse comes out of the box, 1000 hertz, 800 DPI, 1mm. Lift-off distance, 4 millisecond debounce time are the stock settings. You can adjust that in the software, which we will cover later on. Comes in colors of black and white, and it is currently $99.99. Put an asterisk on that. Again, we'll cover that a little bit later in the video. Let's dive into the box just real briefly. Nice, simple box. Nothing crazy about it. It does have foam padding all over, so I like to see that in the box's specifications on the back. Pretty standard box. Now, in the box comes a few things. First of all, dongle, cable, and the adapter itself. The one thing I would have liked to see here on the actual adapter is some sort of like rubberized grip so it like stays on the table better. It's never slid off on me, but I would like to have seen that like I have on the Glorious mouse over there. Other than that, pretty nice. The cable itself, haven't had to use it yet, but it feels pretty flexible, not a huge difference. Maybe just a little stiffer than the Glorious Ascent cable. In the box, you get a set of extra PTFE feet, so they are on the larger side, but it's nice to see an extra set. And one of the most unique things about this mouse, the backs are all interchangeable, and yes, there are several different backs. Currently, we have the high profile in the pill design. They're all easy to remove. This is the high profile, solid. Same height, just a difference in weight and look. A low profile with a honeycomb, and then low profile, a solid. As the mouse sits, it's actually listed at 63 grams on their website. It's a little bit disingenuous. The mouse itself without any shell is 63 grams. Obviously, you wouldn't use it that way, so everyone knows. With the whole shell, it is 68 grams. And with the solid shell, it is 70 grams. So again, 68 grams with either of the holes, 70 grams with the solid shell. Now, you're probably wondering, why is this so much extra weight from 63 grams? Well, because it's magnetized and there's screws that actually kind of grab onto the magnet. So that's where that extra weight is coming from. But just so everyone is aware, I would just use one of the holes, save a couple grams. Obviously, maybe less sweaty on the back of your palm if you get sweaty. Going back to the back height real quick, the difference in the high to the low versions of these is 1.6 millimeters. So at max height, it can get up to 39.8, so pretty much 40 millimeters in height. And at the lowest, it's 38.2. It does make a bit of a difference. Some people say they can't feel it. It definitely just fills in this kind of inner lower portion of your palm a little bit more on the higher versions. It's subtle, but it does feel a little bit more comfortable. So it's nice to have the option to kind of dial it in. RGB, of course, again, is available. You can adjust that in the software. A nice thing about this, you can actually set it where if the mouse is in movement, it shuts off. So as you're using it, it's completely off, turns on, and I set it for the minimum time of 10 seconds, and then it'll turn off by itself. So if you really like RGB, there are pretty aggressive ways to keep it limited in terms of power consumption, but it is rated at 60 hours of total battery time, so it's on the lighter side. I would advise just run it without RGB, but again, they have some nice settings there to kind of keep it in check. Switches on this, we have Kale 8.0s, super well tensioned, easily spammable. Left and right click are even. The actual fit and finish of the actual cover of the switches is nice. There's no wobble or anything like that. Overall build quality, fantastic. I've had no issues. There's no creaking, no side flex, even on the removable shell itself. None of the buttons actuate if I click them hard enough. Nothing. It's completely flawless. Really, for my first OEM mouse that I've purchased, it's really exceptional quality, and I wouldn't say any worse than the GPX in terms of overall fit and finish and feel. Stock skates themselves, while they are virgin 100% PTFE feet and well-rounded, they are a bit scratchy on some pads, even after weeks of use. But just so everyone's aware, you can remove them again and put the replacement skates on there. I don't think there are any third-party skates available for this particular mouse. You may be able to put like dots or something if you want to, but it has the little notches there to easily remove it. I do like to see that on mice. Coating of the mouse, it's a stock OEM feel. Feels very similar to the Model O minus I have over there, but because of its larger size, it doesn't, and the kind of grip on the side here, it feels good in the hand. I don't necessarily think you need grip tape, but of course you can always buy a DIY kit and get that attached yourself. All the buttons feel incredibly well tensioned. There's no pre or post travel on any of them. The scroll wheel is nice and light, not too loud, but you can definitely feel the steps, and they're clearly defined. It has a nice rubberized kind of coating. Again, just like the SuperLight there, with the kind of ceramic white in the middle. Now, compared to the actual SuperLight, I think you're getting a lot of value here for its price point. Really, you're not missing a lot. The main things you're missing is obviously a little bit added weight, from 68 grams to about 63 grams for a SuperLight stock, and the addition of RGB obviously is leading into that weight a little bit. But beyond that, I mean, performance-wise, fit and finish, coating-wise, the coating is better on the SuperLight. Obviously, this is just a stock OEM coating. In terms of play style, again, I have 19.5 by 10 centimeter hands. I generally fingertip, but with this, I definitely go into more of a relaxed claw, because it fills in the back of my hand again a little bit more than my Model O minus. But this is a versatile mouse. Everyone knows you can, or the shape is versatile. You can use it in really any orientation, even palm. In-game performance has been actually surprisingly good, and I say surprisingly because having used a bunch of small mice for the longest time now, going to this bigger mouse and having it fill up my hand a little bit more has been weird, but the level of control has been fantastic, and I do attest that, I think, to the weight balancing as well. Even though this is a larger mouse and a bit heavier than my Model O minus, it's actually better distributed in terms of the weight. It's really just feels great. For example, the Model O minus definitely feels a little bit center heavy, where this just feels well distributed all along the mouse. Doesn't feel necessarily top heavy, bottom heavy, and I think a part of that is due to the RGB and some of the things that they placed at the rear here that kind of balances out the weight from most of the parts in the battery at the front. All right, we're going to close off with the software here, the pricing, and a couple extra things I wanted just to add. Software, stock OEM software. I like this. A few companies, I think Pulsar uses this same style of software. I like it. It's light. It's very easy to navigate. I can disable the DPI button right out the gate. Debounce time customizable right here. You can go down to 1 DPI stage. Love to see that. Macros, and of course the LED effects. You can leave it on, neon off, what have you. So going into the pricing. So now what I said about the pricing earlier, there was an asterisk. This originally came out at $120, and then they had a kind of pre-order sale down to $99. Then they continued that sale with Labor Day. And it said over here, Labor Day savings just a few days back. And now that it seems that they have kept the $99 price point. A couple other reviewers also mentioned that at $120, it's a bit close to the price of the SuperLight, because the SuperLight itself goes I mean, it's usually 150, but it goes pretty regularly. It's around 120, 130. And when you're at pretty much the same price, it's really at that point, you might as well get the SuperLight, even though there are some nice to haves with the Valor. But at $99, this is a hell of a mouse. And I think for a lot of people that if you were on the fence about the SuperLight and didn't really want to spend over $100 on a mouse, you're getting a pretty much the same mouse here, bar a couple different things. But on the flip side, you also gained things, again, like the interchangeable backs, USB-C, the RGB if you like it. Oh, and the brand new 3395 sensor, which, again, implementation has been flawless on it. For $99.99, and here's the great thing about this. Me and there's a bunch of other creators out there, so if you're watching my video or anyone else's, there are affiliate coupon codes available for 10% off, and that gets you down to $89.99. So for, again, $90, it's just a no-brainer. It really is. I think at that point, there's really pretty much no reason to get the SuperLight, even if you catch it on sale, because frankly, the only thing that this might need is grip tape if you feel like you're slipping around on the coating itself. And I haven't tested the black. It might be a little bit more grippier than the white, but again, besides that, and that's just a few bucks, I mean, you're under $100 and you get the SuperLight Plus, essentially. And on that note, folks, all my socials are down below, along with the affiliate link and the discount code UpgradeLemonade, which will save you 10% on this mouse and any other PureTrak product. I did buy this mouse and all the PureTrak products I've recently reviewed with my own money, so my opinion is unchanged, but I do support that they make great products at pretty cost-effective pricing, and a lot of their products are made in the USA. This one is not. If you had a good time with me today, likes and subs are always appreciated. Leave a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. But until next Fresh Squeeze video, stay thirsty, folks.